Hello, welcome to How to Play D&D, the Explainer podcast with one experienced Dungeon Master and one failed scriptwriter to discuss D&D topics. My name is Kinsey and my ridiculously inadequate pod partner is McCaffery. I looked at you then to change it up. People think you might be the failed scriptwriter.
Maybe. Hey,
I'm
we
clearly
don't know.
the expert in D&D.
I mean, why not? I'll be the failed scriptwriter for this week. How about that?
Yeah.
Right. Words.
You didn't sound like you truly believed you could be a failed scriptwriter.
I mean, is that not what
makes scriptwriter?
Is that not what makes me a failed scriptwriter?
I'm your brother, friend. I tried to genuinely legally adopt you, and
they
said I couldn't in this country.
It was pretty depressing.
I have to go to 2 states in the US to adopt you.
I mean,
over 18.
We've got it booked.
Yeah.
So
but the point of that was that I believe in you.
Thank you.
You can fail at anything if you really want to.
If I try hard enough, I might
if
just
you
fail.
try, you can succeed at failing.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think those are words to live by, if you ask me.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, as always, you need a bit of plot armor to survive life.
Yeah.
Plot armor, maybe regular armor. Something bad hints.
Bad hints. I mean, to be fair, bad hints could be a kind of plot armor.
Bad hints sounds like a shit teenage girl band.
I was literally thinking of some kind of bad,
Yeah, it's true.
I was going to insult a band then, but I couldn't think of one.
That's fine, that's right. Oh, bad hints. How's your week been?
It's not been too bad. Played D&D last night.
Yeah, very good.
Great. It was very fun.
You ran the session.
I ran one.
It was very fun being on the other side of the table for once.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I prefer DMing as well. So DMing's great. I love it. And I think even because we only had 2 players in it, but even that, it was so funny.
It was good fun.
The characters we had.
Sometimes it doesn't really matter if you've got a big group or just 2 people. It's more you get to try new builds, have a bit of fun. If you die, you die. It's a one shot. It doesn't matter.
Well, exactly.
It's just about kind of killing time with a bit of escapism and having fun with people doing it.
Yeah, I mean, we've literally run a session with just me controlling it. I won't even say DMing it, and you playing it. So
we have no friends.
No, we don't.
Which we've actually recounted the same story multiple times because we literally are losers. And on
we are the losers of losers.
And on that, this week's episode is on armor. Ooh. Yeah, add that to your ACs. Let's get to it. Okay, so today's episode is on armour. There are lots of types of armour and lots of rules depending on your class as to what you can wear. Lewis.
Hello.
I've watched every episode of Sex and the City, but still can't seem to find the right guy for me in New York. Who is my Mr. Big? What am I doing? You're too young to know what Sex and the City is.
I know what it is, I just don't know who Mr. Big is. What's this?
Well, none of us do. We're all looking for him.
What you need to do is... You need to go into, even though you're in New York. In fact, actually, even New York, go into your local statesman.
Okay.
Which is, like Kingsman, but they sell alcohol, so I've realised this don't work. Let's say there's a Kingsman in New York.
Can I just say, my question is always random. I have a fucking clue what you're talking about.
So you go into your local New York Kingsman. Your local Kingsman, and you purchase a fine-ass suit.
Okay.
But one that obviously is bulletproof. So
it's kind of the show, from the film.
Yeah. What do you think I'm on about?
I thought you were talking about some kind of American store that I've never heard of. And there are plenty of American, Canadian listeners who are listening to this going, what the fuck?
Yeah, literally. What? There's no Kingsman in New York.
Kingsman the film.
But you get one of their fancy-ass suits that's bulletproof, so it can be used as armour.
Okay.
You go out and pick yourself you Mr. Big there.
You just basically threaten him because you can't be killed by gunfire.
Exactly. If he doesn't like your new suit, you says, how about this then? You just take it off and hit him with it. And I'm sure a bulletproof suit has got to have some kind of hard material in it.
Yeah, it's insane enough. I'll give you a point for that.
Thank you.
There's a little ding, which I'm not going to add in post.
Why?
You got it then, the little ding.
Do I get a sticker?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you know what?
After this.
You know what? All right. Let's see how true you are to your word. If I'm not wearing a sticker next episode, I want you to bully this man.
Do it. I dare you. Please, I get off on this shit. Okay, question number 1. What is the benefit of armour? Now, might sound like a silly question, but there's a reason I ask. Okay. With my follow-up question.
Perfect. I thought there was more coming to that. So, Easy question, easy answer. The simple benefit is purely just you can't be hit as much.
Okay.
But one thing as well for anyone on new listeners, but people that are new to D&D, a higher armor class doesn't necessarily mean stronger armor. It could also mean your ability to, just avoid hits. So it could be someone stabbing you with a spear and it hits your armor, but it's lower than your AC, so it doesn't penetrate. Or it could also be, dodging out the way, or it glides off the armor, that kind of thing.
Okay. And a lot of this could be down to creativity of, like, if it misses... Would you like to describe how it misses?
Exactly.
The DM or the player sometimes?
Exactly. It shouldn't always, or it doesn't always have to be a case of my arm class 18, the enemy rolls 16, they just miss. Maybe, like I said, they throw a javelin at you and it just hits your shoulder and like skims off but doesn't do any damage.
Playing it cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, so the follow-up question is, can you name a class that doesn't use armour or any that use it to a limited standpoint?
Druid,
okay, so talk us briefly about that.
Yeah, so starting off straight away with Druid, mainly because obviously they're not supposed to wear metal armour.
Okay,
so,
and why is that?
It's kind of their connection to nature and the wild and things like that.
Okay.
And metal armour is kind of seen as unnatural.
Yeah.
So they prefer leather. You could even make some wood or some kind of wooden armour, studded, anything like that. But that's why they kind of go away from it. Like I said, it's not as natural, it's manufactured, it's that kind of thing. But the benefit... Did you ask about the benefits? Or am I just going to start...
No. I mean, but tell us. If it's brief, tell us.
So, benefits, maybe, obviously, the lack of disadvantage on stealth, things like that.
Okay.
You could be quicker. A lot of the benefits that we might use in our tables, though, is more roleplay based.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm going to leave it at that before I continue.
And those disadvantages could be if you're wearing heavier armour, you have a less likely chance to be hit because you're wearing thicker armour, but it's loud, it's heavy, so you'd be rolling disadvantage with stealth checks. People more likely to catch you out because you're loud, wearing metal, clanging.
Exactly.
Okay, I just realised I've written the questions down on these cards and I've not used them. So, next question: can players customise their armour?
Oh yeah, I'd say so. I don't know how many rules there are in all of the D&D manuals about this, but personally, I'd say 100%.
Yeah.
There's... Oh, go on.
No.
Okay. There's so many like homebrew guides, for example, I've seen, and we've used some in the server we ran, where people could obtain, let's say, rare items. For example, and this is... You could do it to weapons or armour, that kind of thing. Let's say you find an ancient red dragon's tooth, and you want to use that to painfully, like, carve like runes into your armour. If you do that over the course of like days or weeks, or if you hire a blacksmith to do that, then I'd be more than happy to add some kind of maybe resistance to fire damage. It's that kind of thing.
So it's really creativity.
Yeah, it's...
and you can there are ways of upgrading your armour from like the regular to a +1, +2, +3, but also customization. You could just, I'm sure DM would allow you to just kind of like give it a paint job or make it look like it's got, I don't know, lion head collars.
Exactly.
But also, like you said, imbuing the armour with elements of magic as well, which is cool.
Exactly, yeah. It's really limited just by yours and your DM's imagination.
Okay.
So have a chat with your DM, see what you can do.
Can you upgrade the armour for statuses and abilities? I guess you do that through magic.
Yeah, I'd
Once
say
again,
like
a DM discretion.
Yeah, it's again. I'm not I know that there are certain you could kind of. Could you class attunement as upgrading? Not necessarily, but there might be certain armors out there where immediately you get the AC benefit, but you have to attune or you have to obtain something that unlocks the rest of it. Okay. If you're looking to purely upgrade it, then again, I don't think there are many rules on it, but I'd say it's purely just a case of speaking to your DM and seeing what they allow, because no DM's going to allow you to enchant it with something that makes it invulnerable to damage, especially if you're lower than like level 17.
Okay.
But yeah, it's up to your imagination.
Cool. That's totally fair. What types of armor exist in D&D? Can you name some?
So there's 3 main overarching types, ignoring shields. There's the light armor, medium armor, and heavy. And that starts off with things like leather armor being light, it might be studded leather or chainmail being medium, and then you've got like plate mail or I can't remember the rest now. Let's just say plate mail or plate mail for heavy armor. And obviously, the heavier the armor, the stronger you have to be to obviously like don that armor, and the more proficiencies you need, because of, for example, a rogue who might not be proficient in heavy armor can't wear it, or you might have disadvantage on all your attack rolls if you do wear it, because obviously you're slower.
So can it be classes and races also can come into play as to whether what type of armor you can wear, not just the fact that you can or can't wear it?
Yeah, definitely. So, for example, a wizard, I don't believe they get proficiency in any armor. Maybe leather, but not leather, sorry, maybe light armor.
Yeah.
But for example, being a wizard, you're not proficient in heavy armor, so if you find plate mail, you're not going to be able to wear that properly.
That's fair.
Whereas a paladin or a fighter who has certain feats might be able to.
Okay. Is there a way to increase your armor momentarily? So I was thinking off the bat, a wizard could use shield or mage armor to increase their AC and their armor class. But then, is there a way of just, could you get a better version of what you're wearing?
So, other than spells, like you said, mage armor, there's shield, there's haste, things like that. And ignoring a shield, because if you pick up a shield, there's an immediate AC buff there too. There are ways that you can increase your AC. I don't know about increasing your armor, but for example, let's say you're in a fight that's in a mansion or something, and you see a table, you knock it over, and then you stand behind it so that only your chest and your
like half covered.
Yeah, if you have half cover, you have a +2 AC.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Oh,
no.
Wow.
I just stand there waiting to take every shot fired. Like a fool. Yeah.
Are we talking about D&D stuff?
No, really.
No, fair enough. Yeah. Well, I'll remember that when you don't give me my sticker for next time. But yeah, there are ways like that where you can interact with either other people or your atmosphere, your environment, surroundings. There's ways like that to increase your armor class. It's really, again, it's just about how creative you want to be. It doesn't have to be a table. It can be a tree. It can be another person if they're big enough.
Once again, a bit of discretion from the DM of how that works out, and hopefully they allow the creativity to flow. Could you customize shields and armor? We already discussed it with armor itself, but to increase that AC. So
I'd definitely say so.
Yeah, you could get you could once again, if you're on like a server and you go to a blacksmith or maybe a campaign and you can upgrade. Yeah. That way it's not in the rule book, but it's more down to like create within the world that you're creating.
There's absolutely, in my opinion, there's no harm in looking for that. If you go into a big city, you've got a shield and you think, you know what, I'm level 12, I want to see what other options there are. Go to a blacksmith, see if your DM's got anything prepared or if they're willing to improvise a bit. The one thing you don't want to do is be the player that goes into every single shop they encounter and say, I need better armor. Have you got any better armor? Have you got any better shields? Can you upgrade this? Don't do it every time. Just speak to your DM first. See if that's an option in this world, because it might not be, and that's fair enough. And then go from there, I'd say.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's totally fair. Yeah. My favourite, that's all the questions, but my favourite one, which we get a lot, is people wanting to upgrade stuff, but they instantly want to, you kind of like peruse the blacksmith store and then offer tools to the blacksmith. He literally has a store.
Yeah,
in favour of an item is like, I literally own the shop in which I build this stuff.
To someone in your Black Shores campaign that went to a blacksmith and said, I've got a set of smith's tools here, you can...
I was like, yeah, well...
I am a smith.
You're literally in a smithy.
Yeah.
So, but that's not the first time I've encountered that. But, it's like, I guess it's like a physical way of, in-game, of kind of like trying to trick... or do like bartering without any currency involved, I suppose. Quite funny.
Yeah, it is always fun to see, especially if you as a DM aren't aware of it, it's always fun to see players push their luck and just try and ask certain things, and you're just like, you know what? No.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Pushing it further, allowing them to really think they're going to win this kind of like back and forth.
Yeah, one thing I will...
satisfying.
Oh, 100%. One thing I will say as well, just for anyone that's looking for ideas, if you're ever, let's say, at a blacksmith, or your players are, and they agree to give the blacksmith some kind of armour or some kind of sort weapon or whatever to upgrade, that is the perfect opportunity for that weapon to immediately and mysteriously get lost.
It's the Royal Mail are posting it back to you.
Exactly.
And fucking your luck.
Or, and I've done this, when that player gives the blacksmith the armour, kidnap that player, shove them in a mental asylum, and have numerous high-level enemies fight them, and then forget as a DM that they don't have their armour or weapons.
And then wonder why they're like, please don't kill me, I'm not prepared. You took my armour from me. I mean, I've never encountered that situation myself, but...
No. It's always fun, though.
There we go. Okay, well, today's adventure is sadly coming to a close. We're back again next week with the topic, why are they called dustbins if we fill them with food waste and trash?
That is actually a good question.
And as always, thank you for tuning in. If you like joining on the D&D action, then please follow us on Instagram and TikTok at How to Play D&D, or check out the link in our bio to join our Discord server. We're on there. We talk. No one else talks.
No,
we need friends.
It's just us talking to
We
ourselves.
need friends. I've been Kinsey.
I've been Lewis McCaffery.
Good day.
Goodbye.